It was one of the most developed countries in Africa. Public education was free and compulsory for both men and women, from primary school through university. Medical care was available to the public at no cost. The government provided housing subsidies to help its people, and especially the low-income families afford to buy or rent homes. A grant of up to $50,000 was given to newlyweds to help them buy their first home. Electricity and water was also free for all citizens. Gasoline was heavily subsidized by the government, making it quite affordable. The government also subsidized food prices, making them affordable for all citizens. It also provided free public transportation in major cities. Sports programs and facilities, as well as cultural events and activities, were also subsidized. The government even paid for the funerals of all citizens, regardless of their income. The list goes on and on. This is something that almost every other country would only dream of. In addition to these basic necessities, the government also invested heavily in infrastructure such as roads, schools, hospitals, and power plants. As a result of these investments, the country had one of the highest standards of living in Africa. All this was made possible by its oil wealth, making it an envy of many other countries, including the most developed ones. With such an outstanding level of success, one question that begs to be answered is, what went so wrong? The once very prosperous country is in an unimaginable state of ruins and almost beyond repair. It is accurate to say it is a failed state. Welcome back, fellow truth seekers, to another eye-opening episode of our channel. Today, we delve into a controversial topic that shines a light on the events surrounding the elimination of Muammar Gaddafi, the former leader of Libya. Join us as we explore the intriguing theory behind the downfall of Gaddafi and the hidden motives that led to his demise. One of the most significant factors that propelled Gaddafi into the crosshairs of the Western powers was his audacious endeavor to introduce the gold dinar. This radical move threatened the dominance of the US dollar and posed a formidable challenge to the existing global financial order. The gold dinar was an ambitious plan to establish a pan-African currency backed by gold. Gaddafi envisioned a unified Africa, where nations would trade using this new currency, thus reducing their reliance on the US dollar. The value of wealth would be determined by the amount of gold held rather than the number of dollars they trade. Gaddafi relentlessly advocated for the gold dinar, encouraging African countries to embrace the idea. His message struck a chord with many nations, and they began expressing interest in adopting this revolutionary monetary system. However, this bold move put Gaddafi directly in the path of Western powers who benefited from the dollar's dominance. The Western powers, led by the United States, were alarmed by the potential ramifications of a unified African currency based on gold. This threatened their stranglehold on the global economy and challenged their position as the sole arbiter of global financial power. To protect their interests, they needed to neutralize Gaddafi's influence. In 2011, the Arab Spring provided the perfect opportunity for the West to act against Gaddafi. Rebels within Libya rose up against his government, fueling accusations of human rights violations. Gaddafi's response was swift and resolute. His loyalist forces fought back, successfully retaking many cities from the rebels. However, the Western powers, under the umbrella of NATO, seized the opportunity to intervene. They presented their military intervention as a humanitarian mission to protect Libyan citizens from Gaddafi's alleged brutality. But the underlying motive was the preservation of the dollar's supremacy and the prevention of any challenge to Western hegemony. The NATO-led invasion mercilessly bombarded Libya, ultimately leading to Gaddafi's downfall. He was captured, tortured, and brutally killed, leaving a void that would plunge Libya into years of chaos and instability. It is important to recognize the parallels between the invasions of Iraq and Libya. In both cases, the leaders, Saddam Hussein and Muammar Gaddafi, openly declared their intention to abandon the US dollar for international transactions. This refusal to conform to the established global financial system served as the catalyst for their demise. The true motive behind Gaddafi's elimination was not solely rooted in his alleged human rights violations, but rather in his audacity to challenge the sovereignty of the US dollar. The introduction of the gold dinar had the potential to shift the balance of power, redistributing global influence away from the West. The potential implementation of a gold dinar could have empowered oil-rich countries in Africa and the Middle East to demand higher prices from their energy-dependent customers and request payment in gold. The US and their NATO allies literally couldn't afford to let that happen.
Mindful of the risks and costs of military action, we are naturally reluctant to use force to solve the world's many challenges. But when our interests and values are at stake, we have a responsibility to act. That's what's happened in Libya.
We came, we saw, he died.
The big question that still lingers on is, why did the United States and its allies opt to devastate the country if their true intention was to protect Libyan civilians from Gaddafi's brutality? Instead of pursuing a more thoughtful approach, they chose to bomb essential infrastructure such as roads, bridges, airports, hospitals, and even the great man-made river, which served as a crucial water source for the people of Libya. Despite the imperfections of Gaddafi, there surely could have been a more effective and humane strategy if NATO's objective was to free the Libyan population. So, dear viewers, let us not blindly accept the official narrative that Gaddafi's elimination was solely for humanitarian reasons. Let us delve deeper into the geopolitical realities, question the motivations behind such actions, and seek a more nuanced understanding of the complex web of global power dynamics. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our thought-provoking content. Until next time, keep questioning, keep seeking the truth.